Hello, hello, and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time to the Combed Education Podcast. Let's Talk Hair. My name is Aras. I am your host, and I'm going to get right into it today because I am here to tell you this copper hair trend is not going anywhere. And I see a lot of us struggling with getting our coppers to really pop. So today I want to give you the top 3 reasons on why your coppers ain't popping. Like I said, this is one of the hottest trends. You'll notice a lot of your blondes are wanting to transition into some form of a strawberry copper. A lot of our dark-haired clients are really down to like the golden reddish copper, deep brown copper, deep brown copper, strawberry, all of it, everything in between, right? I'm seeing a lot of us struggling with how to get it to pop. So I want to share a few tips when it comes to working with coppers specifically to help set you up for success. So here's a few reasons why your coppers ain't popping. So reason number 1, not lifting past red. So when you use permanent color, your lifting ability is limited. I know what you're thinking. Don't you need the warm undertones for a copper? You do. But you have to get past the red and get into the red orange, and golds for your coppers to really pop. So let me give you an example. If you have a client that is a natural level 4, and say you use a 7 copper as your formula with 20 volume developer, that level 7 doesn't have enough alkalinity to brighten and lighten that undertone enough for that copper to pop. You're likely going to lift to a 5 at best. And the undertone at a 5 is you guessed it, red. So if you have a level 5 red on the hair, and then you put a level 7 copper, okay, your final result, and I break this down in my blog post. So, and then I'll put it on Instagram too in the carousel. You will have 3 reds and 1 yellow, which translates to red, orange. Heavy on the red, guys. Not so copper. And at a level 6 best, 5, 6 best. Okay. So let's take that same scenario and let's change our formula a bit. Okay, let's say the client is a natural level 4 and you choose to use a 7 gold instead with 20 volume. Again, the level 7 doesn't really have enough alkalinity to really brighten and lighten that undertone. So you're likely going to get to a 5, which is a red undertone. But if you have a level 5 red on the hair, that's what you lifted to. And then your formula is 11 level 7 gold. Your final result is 2 R's and 2 Y's. What does that translate to? Orange, orange. That's much better. And at least it's more on the copper spectrum, but it's still going to be a level 5 or 6 at best. So it's still pretty deep. Is this blowing your mind a little bit? If you didn't get it, rewind and listen or rewind and watch again. What happened to that natural level 4 hair with a 7 copper formula got me a red, orange. That same level 4 hair with a level 7 gold formula got me an orange. So what do you think the client would be happier with? Okay, so your solution is to use enough alkalinity and use the alkalinity to your favor by using a color that is lighter in level so that you can get more lift, get past the red into the red orange, the orange, and the gold undertones. Using a level 6 or 7 color doesn't have enough alkalinity to do that. Now you can go in with a higher developer, right? That's an option, but what is that going to create? If you understand developer's role, all that's going to do is create a brighter undertone. So maybe that's going to help, but likely you're going to get a cleaner result using a higher level of color than you will with a higher level of developer. Problem number 2 on why your coppers ain't popping. You're lifting too light. So first you weren't lifting light enough and you're still stuck in the red, and now you're lifting too light. So a lot of us are so used to bleaching and toning, lightening and toning these beautiful blondes, right? But when it comes to coppers, we're kind of like on autopilot and we're not considering the outcome when we lift to a level 9. So using the same color theory as above, let's break this down. So if the client is lifted to a level 9 yellow and you use a level 7 copper, okay, your final result is 2 reds and 2 yellows, which translates to orange, orange. The tone is orange, but it's going to look very bright and hollow because you're using it on level 9 hair. You're almost diluting because it's too yellow. The undertone is too light. So that orange is going to be flaming, okay? Now, what if we shifted the formula and added red to it? So client is lifted to a level 9. You use a level 7 copper and a level 7 red. So what you're left with is 3 R's and 2 Y's, which translates to copper orange. Okay. Now, if you lift to a level 8 gold and use a level 7 red and a level 7 copper, you are left with 4 reds and 3 yellows, which translates to copper, copper, yellow, a bright and reflective copper. So the point is, do not lift past gold if you are wanting to have your coppers be popping. Once you get into the yellows, you're in trouble unless you formulate properly. And if you don't get past the reds, you're in trouble unless you formulate properly, okay? And the last reason that your coppers aren't popping is likely because you're not layering your colors. Layering your colors means that you are using different types of coloring products to add texture and dimension to the color, to the final result of the color. So here's your example, okay? Let's say you get to your copper end result by using a permanent oxidative color. After that color has processed, you could go in, after you shampoo it, with an acidic demi liquid gloss, 1 level lighter and warmer, to gloss over your already beautiful result, giving the hair extra shine and dimension. That will make that shit pop. But let's say that you get to your copper end result by using an acidic demi. So you lightened and then you're using a demi. After that color has processed and washed out, you could go over the hair with a direct dye in a copper, gold, or red with a lot of clear to gloss over and layer a different type of hair dye or hair color for extra dimension. That's going to make it pop. So it's not just the one color. Go over like a top coat, a gloss within the same color family, but a different type of dye. So if you use oxidative, permanent, use acidic demi. If you use acidic demi, use a direct dye. If you use a direct dye, use a colored shampoo. Like go in with different types of coloring products to give it that layered dimensional effect, okay? Most reds and coppers look best when they're layered. So try it out. Let me know what you think. And also, if you're wanting to learn a little bit more about how I formulate and what I'm talking about with these 3 R's and 2 yellows and all that shit, check out the Fundamentals course shop. I will put the link in the show notes underneath where the caption is for $500 if you are interested. And I hope this was helpful for you. I want you guys to start thinking a little bit more strategically when you're formulating for your coppers. Always remember what the hair is contributing. What is the hair contributing not only in tone, but in texture and porosity? And then what is the color that you are putting on top of that? What type of color? Is it acidic? Is it alkaline? Is it direct dye? Is it oxidative? And how all of that is going to create your end result. Because formulation isn't just what you mix in the bowl, it's the big picture. And so I teach all about the big picture in the Fundamentals course shop. Like I said, the link down below will get you $500 off just for a little bit of time. So I hope you take advantage of that, and I will catch you guys next week. Happy hair coloring.